Tourism officials investigating allegations involving Grand Bahama swimming pigs. The Bahamas Union of Teachers to celebrate their own. And a resident of one community says more must be done to address indiscriminate dumping.
The Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, I'm Natalia Hall. Thank you so much for tuning in. Topping the news, tourism officials making a stop today at the home of Grand Bahama swimming pigs. Celebrity Eco Tours located in Deadman's Reef, receiving some heat recently on social media. They are accused of mistreating the animals. Now officials paying a visit to the location today to investigate the claims. The controversy began when a visitor made damaging claims on their social media page, charging that the pigs are being mistreated and are kept on a remote rock which does not provide any space for fresh water or food. The writer also called for the closure of the operation. Now, the chief executive officer for the Tourism Development Corporation, Janet Johnson, says since that post was created, the corporation has been very concerned and made a trip to Grand Bahama to investigate the claims. She says she wants to ensure that the pigs are being taken care of and the tour is something that visitors can enjoy.
We've had a look at what they call the suites where the pigs are held. It's aerated, good flooring. They seem to have food. I was pleased to see that. There are a number of them. They're separated into compartments, and they seem to be generally quite healthy. They're not overfed. The proprietor explained to me that he purchases a particular type of grain that keeps their weight in check.
The tourism executive says she is satisfied that the pigs are getting the necessary exercise each day, and she was shown an area where they are afforded a mud bath.
So it would appear that they have considered a pig's life. And the vet has been here today. He accompanied me and assures me that he's keeping a keen eye on the pigs. What we have spoken to the Darvilles about is the fact that they really need to monitor and to respond to social media. You can't allow it to stay out there unanswered. And one of the things that Mr. Darville has assured me that he will do is take down that bunker over there on the peninsula that appears in all of the photographs.
She says she also wanted to assure the operators that the corporation does not intend to close down the facility.
We want to be able to guide and give advice to our entrepreneurs on best practices, and we have some regulations that are being crafted now at the Office of the Attorney General. We hope to get those pretty soon, and so that all of our pig tour venues will have regulations posted for how the tourists can interact with the animals. They're wild animals. We need to remember that, and we need to ensure that the pigs are safe and the public is safe.
Now, Public Relations Representative Peter Adderley says he is delighted that Johnson took time out to come to Grand Bahama to visit the facility.
It gives us an opportunity to show off the fact that the pigs are healthy, they're happy, they're well treated, and that the tour is controlled, and we offer a product that is good for visitors, locals, and anything that we can do to alleviate any fear of animal rights activists or persons throughout the world who may have heard one or two misleading facts about what happens here at Crystal Beach.
It appears as if tourism numbers are up on Grand Bahama. Director of Tourism for Grand Bahama, Karen Seymour, says arrivals have increased by some 23%. She says the ministry wants this trend to continue and has set aside some $1 million to promote Grand Bahama during the summer months.
That kicks off this month, May, with some in-market promotions. They started in New York and Baltimore earlier this week. Next week we're in Mexico, and in We're in South Florida for the rest of the month.
Now, a letter of intent was recently signed for the sale of the Grand Lucayne Resort between Royal Caribbean and the government. Unconfirmed reports say the sale may be complete by the end of the year. But in the interim, the Lighthouse Point remains open, and Seymour says the ministry is focused on growing the occupancy level at that resort.
They still have roughly 200 rooms open, and it's important that our focus remain on filling those rooms.
Police say they have no new developments in the investigation into the shooting death of Bimini businessman 47-year-old Alien Perez. The U.S. citizen and owner of Big John's Restaurant and Resort was shot and killed at his home in Bimini around 1 a.m. on Sunday. The fatal shooting has been condemned as a random and heinous act of violence. Meantime, police officials are asking anyone with information on the incident to call 911, 919, or the nearest police station. A resident of Hudson Estates speaking out tonight about the state of that community. Indiscriminate dumping, he says, is creating an eyesore and a potential health risk as well. Here's Jamila Mizik with the story.
Hudson Estate resident Harrison Pinder has a serious concern. He says for the past 3 years, persons have been using the front of his property as a...
Would it continue? And so I want to let the public know I have an issue with this and the community that I live in. I have a serious issue about this garbage and other areas around this area that we need to put some action together to get this done.
Pinder says he has spoken to some of the persons whom he alleges may be involved and claims they said they would have it removed. However, he says nothing has been done and the pile keeps growing.
I was told by my Member of Parliament, Reverend Frederick McElbine, that this is considered to be illegal dumping, and if I see it happening again, must take it to the police.
Now, Mr. Pinder says he and a few other residents all have the same concerns and they're tired of the degradation of their neighborhood. He says not only is the dumping an eyesore, but it's harmful to the community as well.
Rats. Right now I see cats. I hear cats are living right in these bushes behind me and they are fighting. In fact, I saw a fight from them last night. And then some neighboring dogs just wander around here and you can hear them barking and carrying on. Even birds. I hear them fighting in the bushes. So I think this is harboring a lot of species anyone found or seen dumping. In fact, I'm going to focus one of my camera of my house on this. They will be prosecuted to the full extension of the law.
Jamila Mizik, ZNS Network News.
In other news, the Bahamas Union of Teachers to honor outstanding educators here on Grand Bahama. An awards ceremony is planned for next week to recognize teachers who go above and beyond the call of duty to educate the nation's youth. Jamila Mizik has the story.
About 50 teachers across the island will be recognized in a very special way at the Bahamas Union of Teachers Hall. BUT Area Vice President Quintin LaRota says about 2 years ago he had the idea to highlight those hardworking educators who have impacted the lives of so many over the years.
Every citizen, every person could all point to some success in their lives that they've had based on the contribution from an educator. And I know the teachers who've been laboring in the field all along, and sometimes they don't even get a thank you. And I just decided that, we really need to promote and push education and educators and make the public and their colleagues more aware of what they do and to celebrate them for the efforts that they've put in.
Two of the nominees, Lynette Ballard and Erica Ware, say just to be nominated for the award is an honor.
I do work very hard in my classroom each day to facilitate my students' learning using technology and incorporating new ideas and new technology. So this award means a great deal to me because it also is an encouragement to me.
I think I have been doing what I love to do for many years, about 16 years and 4 months, trying to get things out of the children, dance, choir, singing, everything, performing arts. I just love it, and that's something I've been wanting to do, and I've been doing it and enjoying it. So I'm honored.
The Lifetime of Excellence Award recipient Reynolds Robinson, who has traveled all over because of his musical talents, says he's got into education to repay the government for a scholarship he received. But he says after becoming involved, he realized he had a role to play.
I realized the world, in order to really excel, you need to be really, really grounded in fundamentals. And so I'm a stickler for fundamentals. And I figure once you have the fundamentals, you can the sky is the limit, so to speak.
He says the award is actually for all the students he's impacted throughout the years.
An award that showcases some of their contributions also to the society. And I thank the union for the award. But I'm a person who like the doing, and I don't really look to the award, you know. My greatest award and reward is when I see the kids come from nothing and to evolve into something. And that's my greatest reward.
The awards is slated for Wednesday, May 8th at the BUT Hall in Pioneers Loop at 7 p.m. Jamila Mizik, ZNS Network News.
Stay with us. There's more news right after this break.